What's happening, y'all? We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. Bear with us. We're a little bit late getting live here. We had to go from the phone instead of the computer. All right, welcome back. Today we're talking about top supplements for cutting fat without losing muscle. Your summer shred guy.
Woo.
But first,
Update! What updates do we have? So, one of my clients, Belle Cameron, competed at the NPC Philly Classic last night, and man, redemption is sweet. So if you guys have been following us, she competed at the NPC Warrior Classic a few weeks back, but she had gotten sick, so unfortunately, she didn't hold the water where we needed to hold the water. So this week, though, she brought her best package. She looked a lot crisper. And yeah, we ended up third place in the open and first place in the women's 40 plus for bikini. So I'm really proud of her. She did a really great job. Any updates from you?
so we're maintaining. We hit our maintain, baby.
Oh,
So
no. So the 2,500 calories.
Kylie's on. What's up,
Yeah.
Kylie? Welcome back. I was wondering how comments were going to work on
Yeah.
here, so bear with us. We're on the phone, so if you get a comment, we don't have a keyboard right now, but we might figure something out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm at a maintain. If you've been following the Big T's on, what's up, Terrence? If you've been watching in the community, I've been posting, I've been at 210 for 2 weeks now, so we confirmed to maintain 2,500 calories. I got a poll up what I should do next.
You do? Okay,
So
exciting.
go in the community, give your answer. Should I keep cutting? Should I maintain?
All
Or
right.
should I go back to a bulk? Put your answer in the community.
I would love to see what they're going to say. That's awesome.
Right now, it's all over the place, y'all. Some of you want me to cut still, some of you want me to maintain, and some of you want me to bulk. So it's all over the place.
That's fun. Bulking going into summer, guys. What? I did pretty well this week. I lost 0.6. I tossed my before and, well, it's not before and after pick anymore. So it's like a start pick and then this week's pick. So I did my pictures a little different than James. Like my start one will always stay the same. And then you'll see kind of over the next 18 weeks how the physique will change in those photos. So yeah, I can definitely notice a big difference. Like my waist is tighter. You can see a lot more definition between the two pics. But yeah, it's a long game. So 18 weeks, it's just, pound by pound, even like a half a pound by half a pound, difference week to week.
It is a long game, and the leaner you get, the harder it gets. Anybody that's competed knows that. So we're just starting.
But yeah, I'm so excited you guys are here with us today. Hopefully you've been enjoying our content. We're all about kind of the team aspect of bringing everyone together so we can all grow strong and build bigger muscles together and learn from each other. So we've actually been loving interacting with you guys on this platform and others because you guys have great tips and we want to hear about them too and share our experiences with you as well. Hopefully you guys don't have to make the mistakes that James and I have made over the last, 30 years while we've been lifting. So yeah, I'm excited for today's topic, especially with summer coming.
Summer's coming, y'all. If you haven't started your cut yet, you're too late. You already should have started
Oh
your
no,
cut.
it's never too late, James. It's never too late.
Correct. It's not too late, but you're not going to be ready for June.
Yeah. So last week we kind of talked about like how do you, from a training perspective, kind of, shed body fat but preserve the muscle mass. And then today's topic's a little different. We're talking about the supplements behind that. Kylie says 2-week bulk, 4-week cut, question mark.
Interesting.
All right.
Noted. Thank you. Noted. Thank you.
So yeah, we're going to talk about all the supplements behind that. And how to kind of dial that in. We'll give you some examples on how you can stack some of those supplements together to it's not going to be some kind of miracle thing that we're talking. All of these just kind of help together. I think James always says, it's a puzzle, right? So you got to put it all together.
Yes, and there is no cheat code, y'all. You got to earn this. This is the beauty of the sport. Supplements will help, yes, but they're no miracle. What used to take a year, you can do in 9-10 months now. That's what supplements do.
Absolutely. And if you are a first-time viewer, please hit that subscribe button, hit like. We have tons of great content for you guys. And if you are a returning viewer and you really love the content we're putting out, don't forget you always have that super thanks feature. Keeps us providing that awesome content for you guys.
Yep. And Tina's on. Welcome back,
Hey.
Tina. Thanks for tuning in.
Tina, I want to see you got to compete again. I saw that pose in practice that you were putting up there on Instagram. And girl, yes, hopefully all that glute training has paid off. But I am with you. Like getting that glute hamstring tie-in to pop out, especially in the off season, is like one of the most challenging things. That's what I've personally been trying to work on for the last like 3 years or so. So yeah, it's a challenge.
If you pose in practice, you're usually getting ready for something.
Yeah, are you getting ready for something, Tina? Let us know. For sure, that'd be so exciting. All right, so we're ready to get into our topic of today.
Fat loss supplements. Let's do it.
Hey, good morning, Angel.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back, Angel.
All right, so first up, we're going to talk a little bit about fat burners. This is, ooh, yeah, that's exciting.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Fat burners is probably like the number one thing you might think of when you start talking about, supplements to support, building lean muscle mass, shedding fat and all that. A lot of people, the first one I want to talk about is just caffeine. A lot of people don't talk a whole lot about that, but caffeine's a powerful fat burner. Like even just drinking a cup of coffee, has advantages there. So
caffeine's going to be your number one ingredient in every fat burner you buy.
Right.
It is going to be the number one first and most prevalent ingredient in any fat burner.
But what shocks me is how many people actually don't take pre-workout. They don't take caffeine. Like many of our clients come to us and they're trying to lose that body fat. And I'm like, okay, great. So what supplements do you take? And they're like, nothing. I'm like, not even caffeine? Like, how are you alive right now?
They don't drink coffee?
Yeah, they don't drink coffee or do anything. They just kind of show up and work out. Which good on ya.
Good on you.
Because I certainly can't do it.
So if you think it can perform better without caffeine, I got to tell you, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Caffeine's a stimulant. You are going to perform better with caffeine. So showing up without it, good on you. But if you want max performance, I would highly recommend you get some kind of caffeine to kick you in gear there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, caffeine is good because it boosts your metabolism, energy, and, it actually works to increase your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So, like, you're just burning more calories doing daily things, like not even, talking about cardio or lifting.
Did you catch that comment?
No, I missed it, unfortunately. Let's see what happens if I click this little... No, I don't know what that's going to do. I don't want to click that.
All right, here's another one. Taking no caffeine before no workout is like suicide. I agree with you, too.
I mean, I've done it, and you're dragging ass trying to work out. It's no good, that's for sure.
The comment before that, and once again, we had technical difficulties. We're on the phone, so the comments come up, and then they fade away, and they're hard to see. It was Tina, and I believe she says she can't stop eating without caffeine. I think.
It does kill your appetite.
Follow that up, Tina, if I'm wrong. But caffeine does absolutely kill your appetite. It'll give you a couple hours of relief for that hunger pain that you're getting while you're dieting.
So for me, and everyone's got different tolerances, it can take anywhere from like 30 to 60 minutes for whatever caffeine source I'm taking to kick in. Like we have some caffeine pills, and we'll talk about them in a second. Like those are pretty quick. Like 30 minutes, and I can definitely tell that that's working. Other things, like if I'm just drinking coffee, it takes me a little longer for whatever reason.
So Camille Slow, I can feel it in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a drink, a pill, whatever it is. About 5 minutes later, my eyes start to go ding.
Ding.
T said I could work out with no music, but no caffeine would be very challenging during workout. Agreed, T.
Yeah.
And you're not going to perform like you can.
Right.
I'll say that again. You're not going to be at peak performance.
For sure. So yeah, I mean, unless you have health reasons not to take caffeine, and I get it, definitely if you have any type of like heart thing going on, you want to be careful with the caffeine. But if you're fine, I would definitely try it out, especially if you're trying to lose weight there. Do you cut back on caffeine on the off season? I usually do, Tina, because I'm doing less cardio, which means I'm actually in the gym a little less. So yeah. Todd Johnson, Duke loss. Oh no, it's fading. Todd Johnson, copy and paste that back in there.
It faded before we could read it, Todd. Apologies, brother.
We got to figure out how to read the comments on the mobile app.
Man.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, do your caffeine. And the oldest pre-workout in the book is black coffee. So don't think you have to take a caffeine pill. Don't think you have to get a pre-workout. You can do black coffee. I mean, I worked at Gold's Gym for 20 years. A lot of people walk in with a big old cup of black coffee, and that's their pre-workout.
I will tell you guys or warn you guys, if you're going to do the coffee or straight caffeine pills or something like that, factor in some time to hit a bio break because...
A what break?
A bathroom break.
There you go.
Because stuff starts happening.
If you work out late in the evening, I would use a non-stim pre-workout or a low-stim pre-workout supplement. If you want to sleep, yes, agreed, T. That's another reason I work out first thing in the morning or at lunch. Because I'm not taking caffeine after that because I won't sleep. Yeah,
so we recently got a sample pack from Bucked Up, and they actually have a non-stim pre-workout. And James was like, what are we going to do with this? But I had to do cardio after work. And I was like, I'm just going to take this non-stim pre-workout and see if it's worth a darn. Yep. And it actually pepped me up enough to get through the hour of cardio that I had to do. So it was better than taking nothing. I can tell you that much at least.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All
right. So another fat burning compound or supplement is green tea extract, guys.
Yep. That's going to be your number 2 ingredient.
Yeah.
Every single fat burner out there, I guarantee it's got that green tea extract in it. It's a fat burner.
Yeah, and it works synergistically with the caffeine. And a lot of times, like James says, you find them together. In fact, there's a supplement by Piping Rock. I think that's how you say that. It's caffeine with green tea. Fancy that. Y'all, we've tried different ones. This one's my favorite. It's pretty consistent pill to pill, same amount of energy. I've found it's affordable.
Very cheap.
Yeah, very cheap. That bottle's got 300 tablets and you can find it on sale. They go on sale from that company a lot. So pretty cheap, and Amazon carries it. So you guys can definitely get it overnight if you need it. In fact, we will put some links to our favorite stuff that you can get on Amazon in the description after. So if you want to check it out, definitely check that out.
These I find are very gentle. Oh, let's read the comment. Will, you mentioned that you take the pre-workout about 30 minutes before your workout. Do you have any thoughts?
That is a good question.
Did you get it up?
Yeah, basically, I take the pre-workout 30 minutes before, but other people take it during the workout, which I'm notorious for putting a little bit of water in there and chugging the whole thing in just a couple gulps, whereas James will well, you have caffeine early in the morning, but you will sip on the pre-workout during your workout.
What was the question?
Before workout or during workout?
Okay. So I start my pre-workout before I work out, but I'm sipping on it because it'll make me sick. If I slam it down like she does, I'm running out the door and I'm throwing up.
Yeah.
So I have to sip on it. So I will start it probably a half hour before the workout, but I still have, more than half left while I'm working out. Big T says, remember old school fat burning stack, ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin? Yes, I do. How's the wife's cut going?
It's going good, Todd. I lost another 0.6 this week, and I lost a pant size, y'all. My pants were hanging off, and I said, all right, time to hang these up and put them in the closet. So it's going good.
And that's a bigger deal than the 0.6 weight loss. It's a pant size down.
Yeah.
So all heading in the right direction, all good things. So yeah, that's the reason I sip and I drink my pre-workout during my workout is because I can't slam it down or I'll throw up.
I don't know what it is. I just don't want to worry about that during the workout. I'm just slam it, go. And man, you get up and get it. It can backfire though. So one of my clients is hey, I got this sebum pre-workout. It is killer. Y'all, I almost died. I don't know what happened, but my palms were sweaty. I had to sit. I would put my weight plates on the barbell for squats, and I'd have to sit down before I squatted. I'm what is happening right now? So warning. yeah, be careful. If it's a strong pre-workout, you probably want to sip on it and not slam it like that.
And that's another reason I don't slam it.
Yeah.
Because I've had adverse effects like that from slamming pre-workout.
I would literally like be looking at my heart rate. It'd be like 117. I put the plates on the barbell and it's like 150. And I'm like, what happened? I didn't even lift yet. It was intense, y'all. So check out that C-Bum pre-workout. What else? Uhembi. Yeah, what do you think? You think that's more for experienced lifters versus novice lifters? Does it matter? What do you think?
It's a root. It's a natural booster. I've only had it in tea. I've never taken it in any other form, and I can tell you it's got a kick.
Yeah, you both are so beautiful.
Thanks,
Thank
Todd.
you, Todd.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, so, it really targets that stubborn fat, or at least that's what it's supposed to. So for women, that's definitely, that lower body area. So I actually have a pre-workout that I like to take when I do cardio. It's called Evil Engine Shred, and it has that in it. In fact, it has a lot of the stuff in it that we've been talking about, like the caffeine, the green tea extract, a bunch of different things. So this is one of my favorite pre-workouts. But with Uhembi specifically, it's really best if you take it fasted before cardio. Not that it won't work, but it's definitely good for that.
It's got muscle sparing properties too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So while you're dieting down, Uhembi will help with the fat loss and help you maintain your muscles.
Yeah. They are. Yeah. Aw, thank you. CLA.
That's our next one.
That is on our list. So Todd, I don't know. I have mixed feelings on CLA because if you look at the research, it's mixed. Like some people say, hey, it really does support, recomping and like burning off that fat, and then others say, hey, not so much. But it is a fatty acid. It's your omega-6.
Yep.
So I could see it working, and it's in a bunch of everything. Like this has got CLA in it too. So
I got an answer for you, Todd. I worked at GNC for a while, 100 years ago, and some people swear by CLA. They've been using it. It's been working, and then some people throw it right in the trash. So the answer is it definitely works for some.
Right.
Doesn't work for others.
Yeah. For sure.
And the same with the science. It comes back mixed. It works for some, doesn't work for others. So to me, it's filling in a puzzle piece that's missing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you naturally have that puzzle piece, it's not going to work.
Right.
But if you're missing that puzzle piece, that CLA will plug in and start working.
That's good advice, I would say. And like I said, Todd, if you're taking some kind of pre-workout, fat burner thing, it's probably in there.
Yep.
So hey, can't hurt, right? Another one in the fat burning kind of category would be your L-carnitine. Again, that's another thing that's pretty much in any type of supplement or pre-workout that you're going to take.
Any fat burner.
Yeah, it helps kind of transport the fat into cells so it can be burned as energy. So that's how that's working.
So that bypass your glucose?
I'd have to look.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, most people are going to take that during their training or before their training and cardio. All right, that's when I would recommend that. And it is in everything. It comes in different forms. I've seen like liquid L-carnitine that you can take. I would just look for some type of pre-workout fat burner that has it in it. Make it simple for you guys and less expensive.
Yeah. Usually, like I said, if you get a fat burner, it's going to have all these in it.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, if it's a good one.
Right.
It's going to have all the ingredients already in it.
Hey, honey.
What's up, Eddie? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Actually, Henny, man, she just gained so much muscle mass between now and October. We need to be asking Henny what supplements Henny uses. Because dang, girl.
If you were on last week, you heard all about Henny.
Yeah. I'm excited for her competition season coming up late summer, early fall. It's
Yes.
gonna be a good one to track.
Yep.
What else? Is there anything else under fat burning categories?
Phenomenal as always. Thanks, Todd. I think you hit them all.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take healthy fats to lose fat, and that's a CLA. Anytime it says acid, it's normally going to be a fat.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Fish oil is a fat.
Right.
CLA, acid's fat.
Yeah. A lot of these things we're talking about aren't actually expensive. And so that's what I really love about it. Like I said, this bottle of caffeine pills is like $8, right?
There's over 200 in there.
Yeah, so for like $8, like you guys can get something to prime the pump before you do your cardio and help, shed that body fat if you're trying to cut down for summer.
And those are nice, man. They don't jack your stomach up. There's no crash. They're nice, good, gentle pills, fat burners, caffeine.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, definitely look to some of those simple things, even just like green tea and finding things that have green tea in it. It doesn't have to be expensive. So just keep that in mind. It's like not always expensive. I know, like if I think about fat burners, I'm like, okay, how much is this going to cost me? But hey, if you're not doing these things, start with these things at least.
Yes, and I mentioned I had Uhembi in tea before. It was green tea that the Uhembi was in. So I used to buy it at the store all the time, and it would definitely get me going.
Yeah, so now if that's not in one of your supplements that you're taking and you are trying to lose body fat, like maybe reserve it for when things stall out or you're like down to that last little bit of like, fat that just won't come off. Like let that be kind of like your low gear, like, all right, I've tried everything else, let me add this in. If it's already in there, okay, so be it. But just a tip for you guys.
I recommend that for all fat burners. Get there naturally, and then when you plateau, before you drop calories, before you change anything else, add the fat burner. See what happens.
Yeah, that's great advice for sure. All right, so the other piece to this conversation wasn't just about like losing fat, right? It was like trying to maintain and preserve the muscle mass that you have. Because if you do things wrong, like you can chew through all that hard work in your off season and waste muscle, and nobody wants that, believe me. So I know for me, probably the number one thing, and you'll hear me say this every single time, it's gonna be whey protein or some type of protein. Like make sure you're eating protein.
Protein spares your muscles, yes.
Yeah, but whey protein in particular, it's convenient, it's fast digesting.
Tastes good.
Yeah, it's got that high leucine content in it. Helps you hit those protein goals. Like if you're trying to eat a pound or so for your body weight, like that's a lot of meat. And if you're vegan or something, it makes it even harder. So, whether it's plant-based, whey protein, whatever, get your protein, guys.
Well said.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to argue that one. Come on.
So I would use that post-workout or between meals to help supplement. If you are trying to lose fat and you're doing like morning cardio, I definitely wouldn't eat anything before doing that. If you're doing it at night, so be it. But yeah.
Did you catch that?
Something about Bruce Lee, but yeah, I didn't get a chance to read it all.
We missed it. I think that was Todd again. Todd, send it again, baby.
Sorry, guys.
I read up to the Bruce Lee part too, so I don't know what the rest of it was. Apologies, man. We're working with this technology today.
Yeah, so my favorite whey protein is definitely the Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard Vanilla Ice Cream Cone. I didn't bring it in here because we buy the 5-pound tubs. So yeah.
Fasting to help with fat burning. Big T would incorporate fasting to help with fat burning. Perhaps. I mean, there's
different there's mixed studies on that one.
A lot of intermittent fasting's coming out with beneficial stuff. But that's a tool you can use, absolutely.
For sure. The next category of muscle preserving supplements are going to be your essential amino acids and branched chain amino acids.
Yep.
EAAs are pretty superior. They contain 9 essential amino acids. I like taking protein shake 30 minutes after my workout. When do you take your protein?
That's the perfect time, Angel. Right after your workout. Yep, absolutely. It's fast digesting, like Camille said, so it's going to hit your muscles right away, right when they need it, when they're broken down. So muscles are made of amino acids. Protein's made of amino acids, y'all.
Yeah.
You want to save your muscles, get your protein in.
Absolutely.
Not to mention what she just said, the EAAs and the BCAAs.
Yes.
These are amino acids. Once again, your muscles are made up of amino acids. If you supplement with amino acids, it's going to help you maintain your muscle when you're in a caloric deficit. When you're cutting, when you're losing that weight, it'll help you maintain your muscles now.
Yeah, so this one comes in different ones. This is the energy blend, so this does have caffeine in it. There's another one that's non-caffeinated. So I usually will take this one towards the morning. Usually right around 10:30, 10 in there is when I take this one. I get up really early, y'all. So like this past week, I've been up at 2:33 every morning doing my hour cardio. So I'm like way caffeinated. But come 10 o'clock, I'm like, duh.
Yeah.
So this is like another pick-me-up. But not only that, it definitely helps curb the appetite. So I really like it. And then the non-caffeinated one I'll do around 3 o'clock, 2:30, like right when I start to get a little hungry again. Let's use Optimum Nutrition. Yeah.
Thanks, Todd. Appreciate that, brother. Did we answer Tina's question about the fat burners in the off season?
I don't remember how that question actually went.
So, Tina, I don't know if I cut back in the off season, but I definitely add in caffeine and energy during prep. Because you're at a caloric deficit and you're tired, you're dragging, my caffeine gets me through that. But as soon as prep's done, I don't need it anymore because I got the calories back. So I take less caffeine off season.
Right.
More caffeine during prep. So if we didn't answer that earlier, there's your answer, Tina.
David Buster says that he likes to eat beef jerky throughout the day. And he makes his own. So that's great because you know like what all's in there.
Welcome back, David Buster. And beef jerky can be a great treat, a great snack. It's protein. There's no carbs. Just watch the sodium. And if you make your own, hey, you making deer, beef, pork? What you making?
Make me hungry talking about beef jerky.
Yes, I am a big fan of beef jerky, but as you can see, I got braces on. They don't go very well with braces.
Todd said that superset workout was legit.
Outstanding, Todd. Way to get some, baby. And thanks for the feedback, brother. That's great. Fantastic. Keep getting it.
Anything else on the EAAs or BCAAs?
Yeah, they will give you this brand at least will help with your appetite. If you're hungry, really hungry and hurting, a glass of this will stave that off for a couple hours. Yeah,
so when I'm at work, like that hunger will kick in and man, work is like a minefield. Like you go to the big break room trying to get some steps in, you're like, oh, there's a box of donuts. Like there's always, someone cooked out today. Like, so yeah, like definitely get your scoop of your EAAs, curb that appetite, and then go get your steps in the building or whatever you're doing.
Yeah. I saw low sodium in elk. That's fantastic, bro. That's clean protein and you got low sodium. So good to go.
For sure.
And wild game. So it's going to be low in fat as well. That's fantastic. Are you hunting it?
They are working 100%.
Outstanding.
Camille answered it too.
Just make sure we didn't want to miss that one, Tina.
Yeah, it is super hard from a cell phone, y'all. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. If you weren't on earlier, we're having technical difficulties with the computer. We had to go from the phone.
All right. Next, muscle-preserving supplement, creatine. I mean, this might be like number 2. I don't know. Like, I might like this one. Or number 1, like James says. Yeah. So definitely helps maintain your strength, which if we're cutting, you know, you want to lift as intense as you can to try to stimulate like the growth pathways. And even if you don't increase muscle size, you can preserve it. Thank you, Todd.
Appreciate that, Todd. All kinds of great words this morning, man. We appreciate that, bro. That helps fire us up. So
you guys make this channel great. Like we're here for you guys. So this is fun, like kind of learning about what you guys are interested in. And that's why we did the supplements. Like we weren't planning to cover weight loss supplements while preserving muscle mass, but because that topic came up last week, we definitely wanted to cover it. So if you guys have questions or topics, videos, requests, like we'll film them for you guys. That makes it fun.
Yeah. And I eat, I used to eat elk beef jerky. And when these braces come off, I'm going to check out some elk beef jerky.
There you go. Tear it up. They're more awesome in person.
Thanks, honey.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 5 grams daily.
Yep.
You know, there's really no need to do like a loading phase or cycle off. It's like the most researched supplement there is. No worries here. Like, you can safely take this, you'll be fine,
Yep.
and you should take it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you are not taking it, go ahead and get your order today.
Yeah, there's a guy at work just started taking creatine, and he came in. I mean, it's probably a week and a half, and he was like, "Dude, my weights are all up on every workout. I'm getting
That's
more
awesome.
sore. I'm getting more gains. I'm stronger." And he 100% came out of his mouth. It's the creatine.
Yeah.
So the stuff works. It's proven over and over and over. I would
Yeah.
100% add creatine to your supplements if you're not taking it.
So a lot of people are worried about whether it'll cause water retention under the skin, right? Because if we're trying to build that summer physique, you don't want to look watery. And that's like, people will be like, hey, I got to cut my creatine. But no, it's putting the water in your muscles. It's not putting the water under the skin.
Right.
So keep that in mind.
GB92, welcome back, baby.
Hey.
I forget what his comment said.
No, I didn't catch it. All right. So yeah, those are probably our favorites in terms of muscle preserving.
Yeah.
They all work. They're relatively inexpensive. You know, you're never going to see us push something that we don't believe in, something that's just like completely not affordable for you guys, especially in today's kind of economic state. Like, affordability is really important.
Yes, and I'm going to say that again. We're not going to push anything that we don't believe in, we don't take ourselves. There it is.
So creatine in addition to a pre-workout that has creatine.
Very good
Nice.
point. I'm glad you rewrote that. Check your pre-workout. Most of them do have creatine in them. If they do, you do not need to supplement. As long as it's 5 grams, you don't need to supplement with any more creatine. Thank you for putting that up again, EB92. That's fantastic. All right. Whew, what was I talking about?
We're never going to push anything we don't believe in.
Yes, I got contacted by Legion Sports, 2 weeks ago, and it was a sponsorship. It was a sponsorship opportunity, and I said, Legion, I never use your stuff. Let me try it out first. After trying out a couple products, I said, no, thank you. You're not up to the standard. I'm not going to push. I'm not going to rep your brand because I wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
So believe me, we're not pushing anything that's not good and that we wouldn't take.
I'm definitely going to check it out, though. Like, I usually don't need quite as much caffeine, so I do want to see whether it is a good pre-workout. But yeah. All right. Oh, that's a long comment, huh? You two look good today. Keep blessing us to knowledge, helping us. Yep. We're here for you. So yeah, we will teach you all the hacks we know to get bigger muscles for sure.
GB92 said, what pre-workout do you use? I cycle between 2 right now. Rich Gaspari, Super Pump Aggressive. That's by far the best, brother. I mean, that one will get you going, get you sweating, doesn't tear your stomach up. The other one I use is 5150 with Rich Piana.
Yeah.
5% muscle. Another good one, but it can, give you some GI stuff sometimes every once in a while. But those are the 2 I cycle between. Usually I'm going to do Riches on the workout days, lifting days, and then I will do 5150 on cardio days.
Yeah, for the last couple of weeks, I've been using Bucked Up. I really like it. I think that has a lot of caffeine in it. I like that. What's the other one? Like Superhuman, maybe?
You got your Evil Engine there.
Yeah, I use Evil Engine. Well, I primarily use Evil Engine just for cardio. Like, so if I'm going out to lift weights, I won't take this. I take it because of its fat burning for cardio specifically.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are my favorites. And Angel, I saw your comment. I would love to film an hip abduction video for you when you don't have the machine.
Ooh.
But yeah, if you do have the machine, it's going to be superior though, Angel, because you can progressive overload. And depending on how you position your body, you can hit different portions of the glutes.
Yeah.
I've been doing some super nasty work on that machine lately where you lean forward, like a pretty exaggerated lean forward, and it is nasty.
Yeah.
So
back to GB92, I take 2 different pre-workouts because you get used to one. So I would take 5150 for weeks on end, and I get used to it. It gets less effective, and then you have to add more.
Right.
If you take a break and use a different brand and then come back to it, it seems to work. That's why I cycle between 2 or even 3 of them at a time.
Yeah, the other thing is I like when I get them, Well, first I'll try to see if the scoop's on top, but I like shaking them up to like make sure it's blended.
That's a good point.
I've definitely had pre-workouts where I don't know if it's like intentional, but it's almost like all the good stuff's
It is.
in the top.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, I'm loving this. I'm going to order more. And then you get to the bottom, you're like, is this the same pre-workout? Like,
Yep.
So yeah, I like to shake them up so it's kind of evenly blended.
It's a manufacturing trick. They put the good stuff at the bottom and the top, and then fill the middle with crap. That way, you when you first get it, this is great.
Yeah.
And then when you're finishing it up, this is great. I got to order more. But in the middle, you're going, what the heck happened to this pre-workout?
All right, so those are all the muscle preserving supplements. The next category for you guys would be kind of recovery and stress support. Y'all, if you are stressed out, it wreaks havoc on trying to lose weight. Believe me, I think it was
just last week.
Yeah, it was like last year. I was trying to go through a cut to do a show in November, and there was stuff going on at work, and it was so stressful. Like, I could not budge that scale no matter how hard I tried, like how much cardio I did, how much food I removed. So if your stress hormones are elevated, it's going to be difficult.
And it's tough. We're living in strange days right now.
That's for sure.
A lot of uncertainty. I just called, my brother. I talked to my brother today. He works for Nissan. He doesn't know if he's going to have a job. He's been working for Nissan for 30 years. And then all of a sudden, whoa, we're making cuts. Everybody's getting fired. There's no notice.
Right.
You walk in, you get a pink slip, and they walk you out. That literally happened this week to his counterpart. So, and I don't know if y'all know, we work for the federal government. Cutbacks coming for federal government. So stress is all over the place, y'all. We're living in uncertain days. Just try to get through it and stress as little as possible. I know you're going to worry. We're worried too, but try to do it as little as possible.
And Angel wants to know if you're going to keep cutting. So Angel, there's a poll in the community section. You can vote and tell us if you think James should keep cutting, bulk, maintain.
Yes. Put your vote in the community. We'll see what happens. Right now, we went over this in the beginning. I haven't checked it in 36 minutes, but it was all over the place. Some people want me to cut. Some people want me to maintain. Some people want me to go back to bulking.
That would be a tough sale, I think, going into summer. I don't know. I
don't know. I'm awful hungry, man. I've been hungry for a while now.
So yeah, there's different get big. There's different supplements that are known for reducing kind of your stress levels. Ashwagandha has a lot of great, hype about it right now to reduce cortisol levels. So this can mean, less stress-related fat accumulation and storage. Same with muscle loss. So, that could be beneficial to you. Some people also think it helps with sleep and mood during a cut. Like if you've ever tried to lean out to get ready for beach season, like you're hangry.
Yeah. I'm not sold on ashwagandha. I tried a couple different ones and I'm not sold yet.
Yeah.
I might try another one maybe, but I'm not spending money on it. If my daughter buys another brand, I'll take it. But
the thing I've noticed with them is you got to look at the bottle and look at the serving size because you might think you're taking 2 pills and that's what you're supposed to take. And it might say, hey, you got to take like 6 of these things.
And we also talked about this, that she's tried a couple different brands. And one of them I said, ooh, this is pretty good. This works. And then I looked at it. It's got 150 milligrams of caffeine. It's got green tea extract. Of course it's giving you a kick. Of course it's making you feel better. It's got the caffeine in it. That's not ashwagandha doing that. That's the caffeine doing that.
Yeah, so mixed results there. I think some people will say, hey, yeah, I feel something. Maybe it's ashwagandha, maybe it's not. From our experience, I'm
not sold.
Yeah, maybe not so much on that one, but could be worth a try. Don't spend a lot of money, though.
Yeah, and like I said, I've tried a couple different brands. The only one that worked, that I could feel work and make a difference, had the caffeine in it.
Yeah, I think the thing with that one is the serving sizes are usually like 300 milligrams to 600, and that's a lot of pills, and it gets expensive. Yeah. So, for sure. Tina says, mini cut sounds so easy, and it's not. It's not. At any time you say cut, it's not easy.
Not easy. Simple, right, Tina? Simple. Eat 2,500 calories. Simple. But not easy.
Just as difficult as prep, LOL.
Agreed.
Yeah, for sure, it can be.
Yep, that's the hard part. Most people, once you get in the industry, most people have the workout part down. It's the diet part that everybody stumbles on the diet heart. It's human nature. We like good food. We like to eat. It's also culture. We like good
Right.
food. We like to eat. So it's tough. Cutting's tough.
For sure. What do you think about like zinc, magnesium, and B6?
Help you sleep.
Yeah, well, definitely the magnesium helps you sleep. It helps with muscle cramps and things too. So if you're cutting food, like you could get more of those. We've tried different brands. The one we really like right now is the Dr. Martin's Nutrition.
We talked about this.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Like, I don't know what happened. I think like we ran out of this. So I was like, let me just go to the local grocery store and buy their magnesium. It didn't work. Like we were both like ping and trying to sleep and it didn't work. Wide awake.
The very first night we tried a different brand, I knew it didn't work. It was, I don't know what I don't even remember what brand it is, but they're not putting the correct supplements into their supplements.
They might have had a lot of other fillers or something like that.
Right, and we both knew immediately the first night, hey, you need to order that other stuff because this new magnesium that you ordered isn't working.
Yeah, but it supports natural testosterone production, recovery, deeper sleep. So zinc, magnesium, and even the B6 is really helpful, especially as you start cutting carbs and calories out of your diet. Like that's going to help you get the needed recovery and rest that you need.
Agreed. And ZMA has been around forever, so there's something to say about that. If they didn't work, they wouldn't still be around.
Yeah. What do you think? Because sleep is really so important about sleep aids or taking some melatonin or something like that.
I am 100% for sleep aids as long as they're natural and light. I think I told the story. I took an Ambien when I was in the Army.
Oh, God.
Didn't wake up for 3 days. You know? I was awake. I was walking through the day, but I was a zombie, man. I couldn't function correctly for 3 days from one Ambien. So never again did I take an Ambien. I take magnesium. I sleep on a grounding sheet. There's a bunch of different sleeping aids I take, but I will never take a hardcore one again.
Yeah, for sure. I think if you guys are just cutting down for beach season, you might be okay. If you go into contest prep like I am, there comes a point in the prep where whoa, it is so brutal. You just can't sleep at night because
your belly button's kissing your spine.
Yeah.
That's why.
So in that case, like, even though I don't really want to, I'll take a sleep aid just so I can still get my 8 hours of sleep so I can perform and function at work and those things. So yeah, don't be, gun shy of taking over-the-counter sleep aids. It's not an Ambien. You're not going to go to sleep for like 6 days. Yeah. And get a dependency on it. There's a lot of pretty gentle ones that you can take. Even if it's just melatonin, I mean, you could try like the herbal kind of route first.
Yeah. One of my clients has taken a sleepy tea. I don't know what's in it, but obviously it's kind and gentle because it's a tea. And she says it works.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's talk about another topic. I briefly mentioned talking about like the water balance and how people were scared of the creatine because they don't want to have that watery look to them.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. This won't cause any water retention, but that is a concern of people. So you'll see them try to take different diuretics, and I would stay away from that. Like there are like natural ones, dandelion root, that, you could take, but be careful. Like most people are dehydrated to begin with. So if you're trying to shed water, that may not be good. I would focus instead on your like electrolyte balance. Since you're not competing, you slowly decrease your calories and cut slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do for a cut too, but no point in doing drastic changes. I've been at 2,500 calories probably for a month or two, and I was able to lose for a pretty long time without changing anything. So.
There's another one. Good to see you. First meal of the day and last meal of the day. Boxing video. Todd, that's probably not going to happen just because we're more geared towards hypertrophy. Like that's kind of the theme of our channel.
Todd, my man, I haven't thrown hands in 20 years, brother. I'm going to look stupid trying to put together a boxing video, man. My jab and overhand right's rusty, baby. It's been a long, I boxed in high school. I boxed a little bit in the Army, but it's been a very, very, very long time We don't even have boxing gloves or a bag.
Well, maybe it was just exercises to support a boxer, but even still, that's a little different to how our channel's geared. Like, we're more about how do you make the gains regardless of whether you're a beginner or advanced and everything in between.
Boxing's great for cardio, and you can look ugly and go beat on that bag and get your intensity out and still get your cardio workout in. It's great. But, you know, you don't have to put combos together to look good just to get in there and beat on the bag and get your cardio. Just don't hurt your wrists.
That's who our other trainer, Patty, she wanted, what's the thing called?
Slam Man.
Slam Man, yeah. So, yeah, for that stressful day, maybe that's the stress leader. You need the Slam Man.
So, we were at my brother's a couple months ago for vacation. He has a Slam Man. And I had no idea, but his wife told us a story. He would come home. He's an executive at Nissan, very stressful job. He would come home, take his suit jacket off, and wrap his hands up and just work Slam Man out for about 20, 30 minutes before he even said hello to anybody. Because he had to come in and get that stress out from work before he even got his clothes off. So that's a great stress.
I'm not sure why Patty wants a Slam Man, but you know. No, I mean, it is good cardio for our clients. Patty works with a lot of clients that are trying to lose a lot of weight. So keeping them active and doing that during the session could be advantageous for them. So
it could be, and it is fun to do with clients or whatnot. But like I said, I used to have that skill, and I'd be afraid to do it on camera right now because I'm so rusty, brother.
We might have to put up a short or something just for fun.
It would be ugly, I can tell you that. Oof.
But going back to water balance, electrolytes, like, you know, they're really important. They prevent cramping. They help with muscle function, especially during a cut. And part of that is your kind of sodium, potassium, and magnesium balance, y'all. So take a look at it. And I think it's really important as you start to get low carb, or maybe you're even doing some kind of like keto like diet. Sometimes that can be a miss. So you might need to supplement with some type of electrolytes. There is one that I like. It's liquid IV. They come in little packets. I've gotten these at different like fitness expos and stuff. Just be careful. There's a sugar-free version, sugar version. And if we're trying to cut, you don't want the sugar version of the liquid IV. Get the sugar-free.
Sugar-free everything.
Okay, Tina vouches for the Sleepy Time tea. Says it works.
There's two. Now I'm gonna have to try it.
Yeah. My go-to is sugar-free all day.
Yeah,
Danique,
I agree.
Let me tell you something about the sugar-free. And I would not have guessed this, but some people are really sensitive to that even still. I had a client go through a cut, and I didn't know this, but man, she was eating like 10 sugar-free Jellos a day, and we noticed she couldn't shed any weight. And as soon as I was like, you know, let's pull that Jello out of there, she dropped 5 pounds like nothing. So the body perceived it as sugar, even though it wasn't. So there is a limit there.
Yes, there's been studies that sweeteners, even though they're sugar-free, like Sweet and Low, stevia, they do the same thing. They mimic the insulin spike, insulin crash, and then make you hold weight, just like sugar does.
Yeah, but I get it, man. Like, especially in contest prep, like towards the end there, I'm like, okay, let me hit a sugar-free Jello or a diet soda. I'm just so hungry. I need something, but yeah.
Here's the difference. You get the calories with the sugar. You don't get the calories with the sweetener.
Right.
That's the difference, but it can still spike that insulin and then crash it, which makes your body hold fat.
Right. So yeah, going back to the electrolytes, Danique says, only in my liquid IV, I try to stay away from sugar-free otherwise. Good, that's good. But yeah, I never really thought about sodium and potassium, but it does regulate water. Your body has a sodium potassium pump that it can regulate water on the hour. So it's constantly pumping water in and out of your muscles, under your skin, all that stuff. And depending on how that's balanced, you can have water under the skin or in the muscles.
Yep.
So you want to make sure you're kind of consuming the right ratio there.
Your body regulates water by the hour no matter what, y'all. So all the water loading nonsense you hear about is nonsense. Your body regulates 24/7 your water. So if you're drinking too much, it's just going to pee it out. If you're not drinking enough, it's going to dehydrate you.
Yeah, the one thing I never really realized is how much potassium it's in pretty much everything. If you try to actually count your potassium, it's pretty enlightening at how high it actually is. And it's not something that's on your food label because the FDA doesn't require it. So it's something you have to calculate. Not that it's a bad thing. You're probably not going to eat like a dangerous amount. But if you're trying to keep that electrolyte balance, that means you probably have to eat a little more sodium than you do. And most people are trying to avoid sodium in their foods and things. So just something to think about.
I hope you caught that.
I missed it. Danique, copy and paste that back in there. And it was so nice seeing you yesterday. Danique came out to support Belle Cameron and the girls competing. So
fantastic, Danique.
And that's she's great. 5 weeks out, and she's looking at that OCB Pro card. I can't wait.
Yeah. If you weren't on earlier, we're having technical difficulties. We're from the phone today, so comments could pop up, but then they fade away really quick, so we're having a hard time reading them. That's why we want you to copy and paste, put it again, Danique.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we told you guys about a lot of great supplements, fat burning, muscle preserving, stress ones. So now let's kind of talk about what would a sample stack plan look like, You're
stacking them, baby.
Yeah. So in the mornings, I definitely, let me rephrase. If I'm not working out, I'm doing cardio, not lifting, I will take one of these pretty early, and then right before I do my cardio, I'm taking Evil Engine Shred liquid effect water intake.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'd have to look that up, Danique.
Yeah, that's a great question, Danique. We'll have to get back to you on that one.
Yeah,
have to remember it.
For
liquid
sure.
glycerol.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll definitely take this. If I'm doing like a complete rest day, I still take this anyway. Right. So this is like my number one go-to. Then if I'm doing some type of morning cardio, I'll stack it with the Evil Engine Shred. If I'm lifting, I take a different pre-workout, Bucked Up or whatever. What does your morning stack look like?
Same. So I don't drink coffee. I'll take a caffeine pill and stack it with pre-workout.
Okay. Nice. What about, during your workout, you definitely still sip on the pre-workout. Mm-hmm. I take nothing during workout.
So this is a lunch. Mm-hmm. It's okay. So whatever's left of my pre-workout, which is usually half of it, I'll throw EAAs on top of it, shake it up, and then go work out.
So midday, you're doing some type of caffeinated energy EAA?
No. Not the caffeinated one, because my pre-workout has caffeine in it still. So I take the regular EAAs without the caffeine.
And I'm different. So mid-morning, I'm taking this EAA Max instead of drinking like a cup of coffee or something at work.
So here's the difference, Tina. If I'm pre-contest, I'm drinking that whole pre-workout in the morning. And then at lunch, I will take the caffeinated EAAs because I drank all my pre-workout because I needed that energy. I don't usually do it during the workout because I'm drinking it, 7, 8 o'clock. I'm dragging around. I'm trying to get a kick.
Right.
So it'll be gone by lunch when I finish. Usually I have half of it left. Then I'll take the caffeinated ones and rock and roll from there.
Yeah. After I'm done working out in the morning, I will take some creatine. I just toss it right into my whey protein. Yep. Especially if I'm lifting. If I'm not lifting, I'm just doing cardio. I probably will put it in my pre-workout mix just so I'm not drinking multiple things a day.
Big T says, do you cut your caffeine down on rest days? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
A lot of times I won't even finish the pre-workout. I'll dump it out on my non-workout days because I don't need it.
For sure. And I think it helps keep it effective. Like if you're always hitting that pre-workout or whatever it is, like
it's less effective.
Yeah, it's less effective.
Let me go back to the creatine. So I take my creatine first thing in the morning. I don't take it post-workout. I take it every morning, first thing in the morning, every morning, regardless. That way, every 24 hours it's in my system.
Yeah. Yeah, I take it in the morning either way. It's just if I'm lifting, I do it after I lift in the whey protein. And if it's cardio day, I just put it right in with the pre-workout. Don't ask me why I do that. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just my habit.
As long as you're getting it in every 24 hours, it doesn't matter when you take it.
But I don't see Aileen on, but I've been putting the baking soda in my pre-workout. And I am like convinced now that No Explode has baking soda as an ingredient. It's got that same taste to it, and it pops your top when you shake it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's what is the explode part and no explode.
Aileen said it's in there. It's in the baking soda's in no explode.
Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, in the evening, that's when we're kind of hitting this magnesium. I do supplement with zinc as well, so I'll take a zinc pill. That's pretty much it. I mean, all the other supplements, but that's not what we're talking about. But
And remember, y'all, there's no miracle. You still have to earn it. You still have to put in the work. You still have to do it.
yeah. On rest days, I like to rest. If I'm not doing cardio, I'm just stretching, whatever. Like, I don't need the extra oomph. Like, I'm a pretty energetic person as it is, and I try to just dial that back a little bit.
Yeah, rest days are great for naps. And if you're hopped up on caffeine, you're not going to take naps. Y'all.
Nope.
So yeah, I cut back as well on rest days because, like Camille said, I don't need it. You know.
Yeah.
You can relax. You can rest and recover.
For sure, for sure. All right. So I guess the main thing that we wanted over the last couple of weeks to instill in you guys is that cutting doesn't have to mean losing muscle. You need to go.
It shouldn't mean losing muscle, y'all. You want to keep that muscle, that hard-earned muscle.
Mm-hmm. But you got to be careful because it is possible. I think I talked about it last week. Like, I was doing a contest prep and I actually did DEXA scans to check, fat mass versus muscle mass and all that good stuff. And I did lose muscle. But some of these supplements were not in here and I wasn't hitting them with the consistency that I needed to. And so, again, learn from our mistakes and make sure that you're giving your body all the tools possible to help preserve that muscle mass.
Angel said liquid IV for rest days. Great idea.
That is a great idea.
That is a great idea.
So yeah, supplements can definitely amplify your results. But like James said, everything else has to be dialed in. It's not any one thing. It's all one big puzzle.
Yeah. I mean, you can take every supplement there is at the store. If you're not intense enough at your workout, it's not going to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're just going to have very expensive toilet stuff. Waste products.
But yeah, always prioritize your food, your training, and your sleep. If you do those three things first, I guarantee you're going to get results. And then only after you've stalled doing that, you should really introduce some of these supplements that we're talking about and use them as a tool.
Yeah. Thanks again, Ty. We appreciate those words, man. That, like I said, you fire us up, baby. You know, YouTube, you got up and downs, man. You know, it can be brutal sometimes. And so when we get feedback that's positive, it helps, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for sure, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments section. We do our best to respond to each and every one of you. Yeah. And if you didn't get an answer for some reason, like, send it again.
Send it again.
Yeah, like, we're only human. Sometimes we miss a comment or two. So
you're definitely not going to hurt our feelings if you keep sending the same request.
Yeah.
We'll get to it, I promise. Or we'll tell you no, like, hey, the boxing video ain't going to work out too good.
But yes, to the hip abduction without the machine, Angel. I will get that for you.
Well said, Tina. It is fun trying to figure that puzzle out. You know, and when you find that missing piece and you plug it in, you go, oh my goodness, that makes such a difference. Wow, that is what I've been missing. Yeah. And I've come across that a couple times, and it's fantastic when you can fill that missing piece, boom, and all of a sudden you feel better, you work better, your performance is better, and you're going, wow, I wish I found that years ago.
And everyone's so different. So, you can't just take someone else's stack and be like, all right, it didn't work. Like, you got to find the stack and how to layer these things together that work for you. Yeah. Or get a coach, and they can help you do all that too. But
yeah, just like I said earlier, CLA, I can tell you the people that came into GNC and bought that swore by it. And they got results from it. That's why they kept coming back and getting it. And then other people would come in, return it, and say it's trash.
Right.
So what works for one doesn't work for the other. Not always.
I mean, that's also a good reason to start slow with trying to layer the different supplements. That way you know what is working. Yes. And you can kind of process of elimination there.
Yeah. If you go and buy 5 supplements and start all 5 at the same time, read that, please. You don't know which one's working, which one's not, because you took 5 at once.
Dave and Buster, yes, we did try the crunches with the mag bar. So we used the small mag bar facing the cable stack. I do like it a lot better than having the rope around your neck, like just holding it here and crunching.
Yep.
Yeah, you can really feel those abs for sure.
I agree. That was a great tip, and I appreciate that.
I even had a client do it this week.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'm definitely adding that one in for sure.
I'm not using rope again ever.
For sure. But yeah, big shout out to everyone listening, Team 88. You know, this channel's here for you guys. It's built on me and James's combined 30 years of experience. And we love the community and getting to interact with you guys. Thank you to everyone reaching out on other platforms. It's very fun to interact with you guys and be able to see what you guys are up to, right? So like with YouTube, we can't always like look at your content. I mean, a lot of you don't have content.
We can't look at content
Right.
on YouTube.
But we can on Instagram and Facebook. So thank you for allowing us to be a part of your lives and see your fitness journeys and stuff. So it's really fun for us.
Sure, and if you have a video on YouTube you want us to check out, just put it in a comment. We'll watch it.
For sure.
We'll definitely check it out, but we find most people don't even have any videos up on the YouTube. They go to Instagram and post.
Yeah. But yeah, don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe. You know, if you have others that are struggling through some fitness and nutrition things, like definitely share the channel with them. But yeah, we look forward to seeing you guys next Sunday. Same time, same place. You know where to find us.
Whatever we can do to help y'all.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you next week with a brand new topic. Thanks for tuning in. I don't even know how to end this. Bye, y'all.
That'll do it.